Here we are, it's fight week, we're in Marbella, Ben the Bane Davis, Bkfc debut. How you feeling, man?
I feel fantastic, dude. It's been a good camp. This was the longest and best camp I've had, so I would be lying if I said I didn't feel good.
I massively appreciate you sitting down and coming to talk to me. I want to keep this interview fighting based. Against the Fence podcast covered your backstory really well, shout out Breezy, and I recommend anyone to go and listen to that. But I want to go back to the start of your combat sports. You took a grappling match on 5 days' notice.
Yep.
How did your family and friends react to that when you told them you were taking that?
They thought it was fun. They were concerned until I told them, hey, it's just a jokey gimmick match. It's all going to be in good fun. So then they weren't concerned, and then he snapped my ankle in 13 seconds, and they went back to being concerned. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how the other people have reacted to it. They were like, oh, that'll be good, and then they were like, that was not good.
Yeah, because I was then going to go on to say, you then went on to fight Anderson Silva's son, Gabe Silva, someone you've got a great relationship with now. That was a big step up from a grappling match. I'm sure in the reaction it was the same.
Oh, yeah. No, I think everybody was like, hey, we tried this and your ankle got, 6 weeks of a boot put on it. Why are you doing this again? Yeah, I don't know. I remember telling a lot of my family and friends that, no, he's very beatable, guys. I've got this, which I didn't.
Well, you told me the same thing. I believed you.
Yeah. I'm a snake oil salesman. You know what I mean?
Now, fast forward to now. You know where I'm going with this. You tell your family and friends you are taking a bare-knuckle boxing match, the most obscene combat sport in the world. Their reaction must have been 10 times more.
Yes, there was a lot of negativity, a lot of concern. From the family, the friends, my girlfriend. Nobody's really happy about it, and I think that's fair. I think that's valid. We've seen some of the facial damage that's been caused to some Bkfc fighters in the past, and I get it. There's a lot of risk associated with this, but kind of alongside the insanity of me accepting these and people's reactions to it, it's part of the game, isn't it? I've been a guy that has embodied the opportunist mindset, and I think this is very on brand for me to do. As crazy, as insane, as dangerous as it is and will turn out to be, this is very on brand for me, I feel, at this point.
I think so. I think just the conversations we've had and stuff, I definitely know that you'll definitely want to kind of go out and try different stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the people watching this probably influencer boxing fans, possibly boxing fans, possibly MMA fans. How do you prepare for a bare knuckle boxing match? I can't imagine you spar bare knuckle. I can't imagine you do much bare knuckle. I have seen photos of your knuckles. You've just looked at one of your coaches.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for a bare knuckle match? How does that change? How's that in comparison to boxing?
I'll give you the breakdown. So basically, the prep for Bkfc has been the flow rounds were just with the wraps, and we're going very light, mainly just trying to get timing and position. And then a lot of the sparring has been with my karate combat gloves, which are conveniently like 4 ounces, so quite smaller. I think we did a lot of hard sparring with 7-ounce gloves, which are kind of the expanded MMA, a little bit more foam than MMA gloves. So we've tried our best to mimic what it will be with just the fists. But I'd say the biggest thing, and I've been echoing this all fight week, the offensive and defensive nuances are crazy. Like there's so many holes. Even if I have my high guard and I keep it tight, there's a lot of different holes that he can penetrate, which we'll see if he can.
Now, speaking of your opponent, Oscar Willis, I know he's a guy you've got a huge amount of respect for, and I know that goes the other way. How do you mentally prepare yourself to punch someone you know that well in the face? Because I'm not sure I could do that.
I treat it like a hard spar. I got made fun of, or some people didn't understand when I'd said this a couple weeks ago, but I just treat it like a hard spar. We're going to go out there, bang it out for 6 minutes, and it's going to be a fun learning experience for everybody, and there's no bad intentions associated with it. It's not personal. This is business, and we're in a really cool opportunity to kick off the DAZN partnership with Bkfc, which I think is awesome. I think it's hilarious that I'm kicking it off. But yeah,
the first fight on the broadcast of DAZN.
I believe we're the first fight on the broadcast.
The first ever DAZN.
First ever DAZN Bkfc fight, which is hilarious. Brilliant. And I'm in the blue corner, so I'm walking first. So I'm the first fighter to ever make the walk in that partnership.
Amazing. Now, Oscar also has UFC lightweight Dan Hooker in his corner. What was your reaction when you found out? How did you find that out?
I don't care, man. I don't care. I mean, it's cool. Dan's a great guy. I know him and Oscar have a really cool relationship, and they're great buds, and so it's awesome to have Dan here. But I don't think it matters. I don't think Dan was a part of the training camp necessarily, so I think he's just kind of here.
Whereas you do have a UFC cornerman and trainer of your own, right?
Kevin Natividad,
You
baby
do,
quicksand. Yeah, so obviously Kevin and Dan have had different UFC careers, respectfully, but yeah, Kevin's been at the top of his game, and what we've done at Arizona Combat Sports is, again, leaps and bounds better than the other fight camps that I've had. It's the longest, it's the most sparring, most hard sparring that we've done, and I don't know, I just can't help but feel confident.
So after this, you'll have completed grappling, karate, boxing. What's next? Is it MMA? What promotions do you want to compete on?
Next is a break, dude. Next is a well-earned fucking break. I'm taking a lot of time off after this, slightly in anticipation of how difficult Saturday is going to be, but more so because taxing, right? It's, like you said, this is the 4th time I've made the walk in 13 months. That strength of schedule is stupid. And it's been amazing opportunities and things I feel like I can't turn down, but I think it's important for me to balance my plate a bit better, and after this fight, the only thing I'm going to be focused on is taking time off.
An hour or so, I tweeted out, I said I'd be interviewing you if anyone had any questions. Someone did come back, they asked a question. You're the 2nd influencer from the influence boxing world to get in. Is Bryce Hall someone, if you win on Saturday, that you'd like to get in there with?
No, he's a big guy. I'm a very small guy. I think if I were going to talk about weight classes, 145, 135 would be where I would probably be at my best. I think Bryce, like you're mentioning earlier when we were talking, he's 160 is what he weighed in at, and that was a weight cut for him. Yeah. So it wouldn't be smart for me to fight someone as big as he is physically. I think Bryce is a good dude. I think he's a fun fighter. I was really impressed and proud of what he accomplished in Bkfc. Last year, I know that there was a lot of people doubting him, and he came in, got it done, and that's that.
I believe he was an underdog.
I believe he was an underdog. I'm the underdog.
You're also the betting underdog,
so,
I was about to say.
We'll see. Maybe I'll ruin the streak.
And final question. We know you like to bring something exciting for the ring walk. I don't want you to spoil it, but can you give us a hint as to what we can expect?
When people ask where I sit at dinner, I always sit at the head of the table. So.
Very cryptic. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, Ben Davis. Good luck on Saturday night.